This is the one of these brand new Recording King RD318s. It took me, I think, 5 or 6 months to get this. Folks, I've been buying and selling guitars over 30 years. I know a lot about it. I've noticed certain trends and certain patterns that seem to go on. One other thing with the Music Link that makes this guitar, they've made some unbelievable acoustic guitars that are now quite rare and sound unbelievable. I'm not going to list them all off, but then sometimes what happens is their cost goes up. And because they're such a high quality, they can't always continue to make them. So what I'm trying to say is when something comes along that's really special from the Music Link, the Recording King guitars, you might want to grab one while you can. I get all kinds of emails right now on certain models that they're no longer making that people want to buy. Some of them are on my YouTube, and they're just almost impossible to find. One of them, I think I've had 1 or 2 in the last 2 or 3 years. This is going to be one of them. I don't know how long they're going to make this because there's a lot of time that goes into this. Plus this 30-year-old, red growth, slow growth from the Appalachian Mountains Adirondack top is, not cheap, not easy to find, and they have limited amounts of it. So this guitar really has to sound. I'll let the guitar speak for itself. I'm just using a $100 Zoom Q3 though. But it has that open sound. It's got that kind of made in Japan Yairi Alvarez tone where the sound kind of jumps out of the sound hole and kind of blooms, but it's also got kind of a pre-war Martin tone, that kind of buttery, so hard to describe this stuff, buttery, woody, kind of a mountain type tone. This has got some serious tone, let me tell you. I know what I'm talking about, folks. Reminds me a lot of an old 50s Martin D18 I had, but I swear this sounds better. This has more of an open sound. That's one of the hardest things to achieve in a great guitar, is to get orchestral balance and then bloom in the notes and an airy crystalline quality also that has air and bloom, but also has definition and clarity without being too compressed, without having compressed mids and mid bass. A lot of the magic happens in the mids and the mid bass. I am extremely impressed with this guitar. I think this is the best sounding new guitar I've ever bought from any company, and I've got one of these. Like I said, it took me 5 or 6 months to get. I think I sell it for $549 or $579, I forget. I kind of hate to ship it without some kind of a gig bag or something, which is one of the reasons I might be at $579, $580, somewhere around there. Does not come with a bag or case, but yeah, this is an all solid wood guitar, 30-year-old Adirondack top. They call that slow growth red spruce. Only grows 2 places in the world. This guitar's got some serious tone, and it has not even been played an hour. Some truck is doing some type of cable install. Stop though. Sorry about that. I don't want to stop the video. It's hard to describe bloom, but bloom is when you play a single note or a chord and then it kind of expands and flowers out, so to speak, the tone. It's like the note almost kind of explodes in a gentle musical way, and most guitars are really weak in the bass. The bass is usually too dominant and too boomy and tends to overshadow the rest of the bandwidth of beautiful tone, and that's the hardest thing to achieve in a guitar. I think that's why, like for instance with this 30-year-old Adirondack slow growth red spruce, they call it, that really helps to create bloom and tone and a lot of magic in the mids and the mid bass, and that kind of, like I said, that bloom or explosive woody expansion sound. Anyway, I'm not going to play this too much, but man, this thing sounds unbelievable. It has a lot of pre-war, like I said in my other video. It reminds me a lot of a couple of the guitars that I've sold in my life that had some of the best tone I've ever played in any guitar were old 30s pre-war Martin 0017s, all solid mahogany. This guitar has some of that sound in it. It's just, and I'm not overselling, I'm just telling you this. I mean, for $549, this is crazy. All solid wood. I only have one of these. It's that kind of, I almost want to say sweet Michael Hedges tone, you know. It's so hard to describe tone. But yeah, this is, and I'll tell you what's really rare about this one. It's got some flame mahogany on the side, which is super rare. Most of the flame mahogany in the world came from a 200-300-year-old tree that fell down a gully in Belize. And years later, when they had enough money to pull it up, that's where all of the flame maple came from, that one tree. And it's very, I'm not saying that this side came from that tree, but I'm saying it's super, super rare to find flame mahogany. It's really, really rare, and I do believe it adds to the tone like everything on a guitar. And this guitar does have some flame mahogany. This is a rare one, folks. Really has a sound, and like I said, I don't know if I saw it on, yeah, there's a little bit on this side too, but flame mahogany is really, really rare. Like I said, most of it came from that 200-300-year-old huge tree that fell down in Belize. And that was where all of the, like if you have guitars that have really radical flame maple backs and stuff, most of that wood came from that one tree. It's pretty interesting. I learned that from a wood broker, actually. But yeah, this guitar, they won't be making these for too long, so I think they're probably going to run out of wood. And like I said, this has not even been played an hour. This guitar is going to speak to someone, and they're just going to have to buy it. I'm really going to miss it too. I hope it goes to a good home. (714-548-0385) or email me stevezook7@yahoo.com. That's STEVEZO, okay, the number 7, not spelled out, at yahoo.com. RD318. Took me like, I think, 5-6 months to get this. I can see why. It's got the little volute in the back, kind of like the older Martins, you know. And there's some V to the neck and everything, but which I'm not that nuts about, but it really feels pretty comfortable still. But yeah, to get this much tone for $549, list is more. You know, this is an opportunity. This is one of those guitars where long after I buy it, people are going to be emailing me, say, hey, can you give me another one? You know, it's really hard to get these, and they don't all sound the same, and that's not bullshit. You know, every guitar is a little bit different, and I think the wood on this one was just superlative, and especially, like I said, that flame maple on the sides, that solid flame maple mahogany is rare as shit. Excuse my French. hell of a box. I'm pretty cold, so excuse the sloppy playing. But yeah, all solid wood, very rare flame mahogany sides. So you guys have no idea how rare that is. Like I said, most of the flame mahogany came from 300-year-old tree that fell down that gully in Belize years ago. It took them forever to pull it up because it was very expensive to, get the equipment to pull up a tree that's that big and that heavy. Anyway, I'm not sure how they did that in one. Probably they probably cut it into pieces and pulled it up piece at a time. But that's where, like I said, I talked to a wood broker that said all of the radical flame maple came from that tree. So, not sure where this piece came from. It could be a freak of nature. It could have come from that tree. It's really, really hard to say. But anyway, yeah, this is a pretty amazing guitar. All right, folks. SteveZook7 at yahoo.com. That's 7, the number not spelled out. STEVEZOOK. The number 7 at yahoo.com, or 548-0385, area code 714. If I don't pick up, I'm probably in a session or something. But yeah, look at that flame maple. I'm sorry, I keep saying that flame mahogany. This guitar sounds like something you could pay $3,000 for and be happy, People are going to realize that way down the road that a lot of the guitars and arch tops and whatnot from the Music Link are such huge value. A lot of people don't realize this kind of stuff till much, 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 much later, but this is one of them. All right, folks, take care, and I'll catch you on the next video. All right.